Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. Hope you're all doing really well. So it's Monday, which means one thing. It means that I've been to group this morning and I have weighed in. And you've probably noticed that I'm in a bit of a different location. I'm not in my usual car spot. And that's literally just because I didn't have time to film it this morning. My husband had an appointment, I had Alana with me, there were all sorts going on. So I've stolen myself away for 10 minutes. Realistically, it's probably going to be more than that. Let's face it, I love to chat. And I thought I'd just do my weighing update. So if you can hear loads of carnage in the background, I've got to apologise, but my children are very loud. My husband is very loud. I have a very loud family. Believe it or not, I'm the quietest one out of all of us. And yeah, just know that everybody's safe and secure, but there may be some noises in the background, but it's all good. And like I said, I am hiding up in the bedroom and I've got a dodgy light as well, so I can only keep apologising. So if it keeps flickering, I'm not having a rave, I promise, as much as there's a red light behind me as well. I'm not having a rave. I am in my bedroom. But yeah, this week, been to Slimming World today. Got on those scales. If you caught my vlog last week, you'll know that I've, as much as I've not started my journey again, I have reset myself. I've got all these new goals and all sorts of ideas, just all sorts. My little tiny pea brain is bursting with all sorts of what I want to accomplish this 2025. A lot of it is health and weight loss related, but there's all sorts of other different things that I want to do as well, for my family, for my social life, for my physical appearance, for the house, my career, everything. So what I'm thinking that I'm going to do is I'm going to film a bit of a 2025, like goals, aspirations, that kind of thing, a different vlog, but I'll post it at a different time because I know some people will be interested. Some people really won't give a tiny rat's behind, and that's absolutely fine, because if it's your cup of tea, great, you can watch it. If it's not, then you can just skip on by and you can just carry on watching these weight updates. So yeah, I have loads and loads of plans of what I want to do. And yeah, one of my plans is obviously making sure that I always attend group as where physically possible, even if I'm not going to look forward to what the results can say on the scales, because I know that I've had a really bad week. I am still going to make sure that I take my bum to group and just weigh in, draw a line under it and carry on. And that's what I've done this year. I've drawn a line under everything. I've started again, but I've not restarted. I've started again with a fresh new mindset, basically. So I'm still carrying on my journey. Obviously, I got to 4 stone loss. I'm nowhere near 4 stone loss now. I owe quite a lot back to myself that I need to lose before I get to that original 4 stone loss. And then I've got a further 2 stone that I want to lose in order to get to target. So I've got quite a journey to go. I am hoping to get it done this year in 2025. The numbers are doable. They're definitely doable. If I can do that whole £1 a week thing and the 4 stone in a year jazz, then I should get to target technically by the end of the year. However, another different change is that I'm just not putting pressure on myself this year. Every single year, I've always gone into it all guns blazing, wanting to lose the weight as fast as physically and humanly possible. And I'm just not doing that anymore. As much as I really want to do that, because let's face it, who wants to lug around extra weight if you can lose it ridiculously quick? Definitely not me. But it's never worked for me in the past, that mentality. It just hasn't worked. So why is it going to work this year? Why is 2025 going to be any different if that's the mindset that I'm going to take into this year? The short and simple answer of it is it's not. It's not. It's not got me to target so far. So let's take the pressure off. And that's what I'm doing. No pressure. I'm just going to try my absolute best. And if I don't see the number on the scales that I was expecting to see, or if I have a gain somewhere and I'm not sure why, maintained, whatever the result might be, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, which past Andrea would have definitely done. I would have berated myself, definitely. Even if I deserved that gain or maintain because of whatever I'd done the week prior, I would have still beaten myself up about it. And I would have expected some miracle to just come and zap the weight off me and make me lose on that day when I was weighing. And I'm just not going to do that anymore. Because, again, it's not got me to target, has it? But as much as I'm saying no pressure, I don't mean no effort. I am definitely making sure that I put in 100% effort, because on the same side, if I don't put the effort in, I'm just not going to lose the weight, am I? I'm not going to go to bed one night and wake up the next morning at target. I need to put the effort in. And I need to put the effort in because I need to learn those habits that make me put the weight on. And that's what I've got to do. And what's making me overeat and what's making me turn to certain foods. All those different wonderful things. Said no one ever. But that's what I need to do. And that's what this year is going to be about. So slow and steady is definitely going to win the race without a doubt. So with that being said, this past week I've stuck to plan. It has been a little bit more difficult because I haven't been well halfway through the week. I did have a bit of an upset tummy. I'm not going to go into any details. But yeah, not feeling the best. However, we're still managing to eat. That was absolutely fine. It wasn't any issues with that. We're still managing to eat, still managed to stay on plan. It did mean I didn't manage to fulfill the promises of like doing what I eat in a days and filming my Iceland shopping haul, unfortunately, because I just really wasn't up to it. But I did still stick to plan. I didn't go over my calories. I didn't go over my sins because, again, like I say, I'm keeping an eye on both sides of things, even though I am definitely doing the Slimming World plan. But yeah, I had a good week. I did. I had a good week, and I was keeping it really simple for myself, that I was just sticking with a normal sin-free breakfast, either a healthy extra B like cereal or toast, eggs, obviously protein and free, fruit, yogurts. I was sticking with those kind of things for breakfast. So absolutely fine, nice and simple, nothing complicated, nothing heavy, nothing ridiculous. And for lunches, it was either like soups, jacket potatoes, salads, those kind of things. Again, very bog standard when it comes to Slimming World plan, because if you don't have a jacket potato like at least several times a week, are you even really on the Slimming World plan? You've got to ask yourself that question, because a jacket potato is up there in the Slimming World staples. So yeah, just having those kind of things for lunches. And then for dinners, again, I made it so ridiculously easy for myself. And I just had a Slimming World meal, whichever variety it was, whether it was like chicken tikka masala or chicken in black bean sauce, this pesto pasta, which requires like a healthy extra A choice because it's got obviously cheese in it. Whatever it was, I had that, and then I paired it with either some rice, obviously if I had like the curry or the black bean, with some rice and a speed food like salad or veg, or if it was something that didn't require an accompaniment like that, like for example the penne arrabbiata that I had, if it was something like that, then I just made a massive salad with it or threw some extra veg with it and bulked out my meal that way instead. So yeah, absolutely fine. A really bog standard week, basically. Nothing mega exciting. However, all perfectly on plan as well. And it's been good for me not having a mega exciting week. And it's definitely been good for me when I had my dicky tummy, without a doubt. But it has been good for me that it's just, I'm into the new year and I've just reset absolutely everything. My mindset and all of it. I've just let go of all that past baggage of how I've failed so many times and not done this and last year and I could have, would have, should have. I've let go all of that and I've just completely reset. And I just feel so zen. It's untrue when it comes to my weight loss journey and the Slimming World plan and calorie counting. Now, I know calorie counting is not going to be for everyone because it's too many numbers and stuff, but I definitely feel like I've got that control. And I am a Virgo. I am very much OCD and I like to be in control. And when it does come to my health and well-being and my diet journey, I definitely want to be in control. So that is just another reason why I am making sure that I just keep an eye on both things. But I know I've explained that a million times. I've explained it to death. I'm not going to go into details with that anymore. But just know that, yeah, it's been a good week. It really, really has, when it comes to my food choices. This next week, I've got nothing to get in my way whatsoever. I am working a long day on Wednesday and a long day on Thursday. But other than that, I don't have any other plans to trip me up. I'm not doing the whole Slimming World meals again all week. I do still have some left in the freezer because obviously the deal that I got from Iceland was so good that I did order quite a few meals in. So there might be the odd Slimming World meal that pops up, and especially going to work, they're amazing for work because I can just bang them in the microwave, carry on doing what I'm doing, and then go for my break once it's actually done. And then it means I don't have to do any prep the evening before, which I absolutely hate because all I want to do is chill out when I know that I'm going to be absolutely ravaged on a 12.5 hour plus shift on my feet all day. So that's definitely an added bonus with them. But I am just doing some bog standard meals this next week. I did find a recipe for some, what was it called? Was it chicken Cajun rice, like a cheesy one? Oh my goodness, it looked amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to make that this week, definitely. I don't think, apart from Alyssa, maybe Kieran, I don't think the rest of the family is going to be completely on board with it, but I don't care. I'm making it. If they don't like it, I won't cook it again for them anyway. But if they do like it, then happy days, it's a winner. But it looked gorgeous, so I'm going to make that and serve it with like the Weight Watchers tortillas that I'm going to do in the oven, so they're going nice and crispy. Loads of salad. I'll probably use natural yogurt instead of sour cream, just because again the sins, and then that one's free in protein. I will sin some guacamole because you've got to have a bit of guac, jalapenos, salsa, all that good stuff. So it's going to be a really good dinner. I'm looking forward to that one this week for sure. But yeah, that's my plan for this next week. Nothing going to get in my way. Nothing at all. I need to keep up with my steps. Obviously, I was lacking last week on those because I wasn't feeling great. And yeah, just no other excuses for that. Need to increase my fluid intake. That's without a shadow of a doubt because I'm just not drinking enough at all. I loved water previously. I seem to have completely gone off it. So I'm going to have to substitute it for squash. I'm just going to have to. I mean, I still like water, but before, like last year, I could just drink it by the bucket load and it wasn't even an issue and I craved it. This year, I'm just like, bleh, no thanks. So I'm definitely going to have to substitute it for sugar-free squash. So I will get my fluids in that way. Still need to sort out my sleeping. I'm still in Christmas mode when it comes to that side of things. I just like a late night and I want to sleep in all day the next day. But again, I have young children. That is impossible to do with young children. So the only other option that I have, because they go to bed at around about 7:30, the only other option that I have is to make sure I'm in bed at a decent time. So if I want extra sleep, I'm going to have to go to bed earlier. I sound like a child, don't I? So yeah, that's all my plans for next week. I fully intend on going to group and weighing in as normal. But now let's get to the crunching of numbers. So I've not got my book on me. Of course I've not got my book on me. It's downstairs. But if I go downstairs to get it, I'm going to get ravaged by the kids and I probably won't finish this vlog off. So I'm going to have to try and do it from memory. But last week, obviously, if there's any differences in the numbers, I will pop them on the screen if I'm making crap up, basically. I'll pop it on the screen if that is the case. But hopefully, my tiny little pea brain can actually remember stuff because it only happened today. If it not, then I've got serious issues. Oops, sorry, I nearly knocked you over. But last week, again, I'm drawing a line under everything. I'm starting again, but I'm not starting again with my journey. I'm continuing my journey, but I'm starting again brain space wise. So I started my original journey this time last year at 16 stone, 13 pounds. So I was £1 shy of 17 stone. I did manage to lose halfway through the year 4 stone. I got down to, was it 12 stone 13? 1 second, I can hear Alana coming up. Apologies for that. Alana did come up. She wanted to know what on earth I was doing and why I was talking to my phone. So she knows, but I've had to re-explain it to her, bless her. So where did I get to? So yeah, 16 stone 13 this time last year. I got down to 12 stone 13, which meant that I lost 4 stone. Everything unravelled, undid itself, as it usually does, unfortunately, or at least as it usually does with me. Probably not for the average Joe, but definitely for me. I am my worst self-saboteur. I sabotage myself, let's just say. So I steadily, from in the summer to losing 4 stone, right up to this year, when I've weighed in after Christmas and New Year, I've steadily lost and gained weight, but over that amount of time, so over around about probably about 5-6 months, around about that time, I've steadily put weight back on. And then when I weighed in at the beginning of this year, last week, I weighed in at 15 stone and 8 pounds. So from 16.13 to 12.13, then back up to 15.8. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe that I undid all that hard work. However, I'm not here to berate myself. Shit happens, excuse my French, and that's what happened to me. So we're going to undo all that. We're going to get back to that 4 stone loss. That is my original plan. And then after I get to that, back down to the 12 stone 13, then I've paid my debt back to myself because I've got back to where I was. I've paid it back, and then I'm going to continue with my weight loss journey, which means a further, 1 stone 13 then at that point, just short of 2 stone, and then I'll be at target, which will be 11 stone. That's the plan. So, like I said, last week I was 15 stone 8. I was hoping, fingers crossed for £7. I was hoping, because I've gone back to being in a calorie deficit. I'm eating everything nice and clean and lean on plan. So there wasn't any reason why I shouldn't have got to £7. But again, you just don't know how your body's going to react, do you? Realistically, you just don't know. You might lose more, you might lose less, you might stay the same. Who knows until you step on those scales? You just don't know. However, I can very much say happily with a big smile on my face that I did manage to get a loss. Did I get the £7? Yes, I did. However, did I only get £7 as a question? No, I also got an extra £2.5 on top of that. So if you do your maths right, that is £9.5 I lost this week. £9.5. £9.5. Couldn't believe it. Absolutely over the moon. I have never, ever, that's the littlies if you can hear them banging. I have never, ever, ever lost that kind of weight in a week. Never. I don't think it was down to my stomach issues. I really don't, because I was weighing myself daily when I had my little bit of a dodgy tum, and I was literally only losing like ounces, half a pound, that was it. And my weight would actually go up again, and then it'd go back down again. So it really wasn't down to that at all. It was genuinely what I was eating. Yes, a lot of that is not going to be muscle fat loss. A lot of it is going to be water loss. I completely understand that, because I've eaten a lot of salty, sugary, starchy, carbohydrate laden foods, snacks, drinks. I've eaten a lot of that over the Christmas and New Year period. So I am fully aware that that is going to be a lot of that. And now that's wiped away. But still, some of that will be fat, and that was still weight, whether it was water or fat, that I was still carrying around, that was still making me look bloated, everything like that. And now it's gone. It's gone. Happy days. £9.5. £9.5. Couldn't believe it. Over the actual moon. I know I've already said that, but that's just because that's how over the moon I was. I went round it twice. So this next week, £2, I will be more than happy with. Definitely more than happy with. Will I get £2? I don't know, because I did such a massive loss this time. Am I going to stick to plan? Absolutely, I'm going to stick to plan, but I don't know if obviously I'm still going to get that loss. Who knows? We can only try and see. I can hear Kobe kicking off because he's been told to vacate the stairs. So that means that I am now in a new stone bracket. So I have got into the 14s. I'm 14 stone, 12.5 £. Don't plan on ever seeing the 15s again. Again, you don't know how your body's going to react. So as much as I'm saying that I don't want to ever see the 15 stones again, I'm not putting the pressure on myself. If for some unknown reason I happen to have a gain next week because I lost such a massive amount of weight this week, then c'est la vie, that's how it's meant to be. But I'll have still had a decent loss overall. But I'm not planning for that. Don't see this, me saying these kind of things, as I'm making excuses already to pave the way for me to have a gain next week. That is not my intention at all, because I am 100,000,000% going to stick to plan. We're having burger and chips for dinner tonight, and everything is all on plan. I've got half a sin burgers, the Asda ones, they're only half a sin. I'm pretty certain they're half a sin, either a sin or half a sin. I want to say half a sin. I'm just having a wholemeal roll as my healthy extra B. I'm going to slice it in half, obviously. I'm going to have 2 of the burgers, but I'm just going to do open topped ones. So I'm going to have a burger on each one, so I'm only using 1 bap. I've got the lighter than light cheese slices from Aldi. You can have 3 of them as a healthy extra A. I'm only going to use 2 of them. I'm going to pop them on. A little bit of sauce that's going to be sinned. Absolutely fine. Loads of salad with it, because I can eat tons of salad when it comes to having a burger. Couldn't even think of that word then. And I am undecided. Am I going to have some Slimming World chips? Because I did buy some wedges from Iceland, some sin-free wedges from Iceland. I don't know whether I have to have some of those or whether to do some Swede chips. So I bought some Swedes. Swede is a speed food, and I make chips out of them. Really, really yummy. Complete different flavour, obviously, but a very similar texture, and do the chip hit spot. It works great. That made no sense whatsoever. They're very nice. They're very nice. So I don't know whether I'm going to do that, because I have had a jacket potato for lunch today. I had a jacket potato with tuna and mayo, and again, a massive salad. So I've already had potato today, and I'm not one of them people that I'm like, well, I've had potato then, I've had pasta then, I can't have it then in the same day. I'm not usually like that. But again, from a weight loss, maybe I need to be like that. I don't know. We'll see what I really want when it comes to the crunch. But obviously, I'll let you know next week if I have become one of those people that won't eat 2 of the same things in the same day. I don't know. I'm just experimenting. That's what this year's all going to be about. Experimenting with all sorts of different ways of my eating. Everything's going to be on plan. Everything's going to be within calories, but I'm just going to experiment massively. See what works, see what doesn't, see what I enjoy doing, and just create something out of that. Again, apologies. I know you can hear Kobe, but he's not listening to anyone else downstairs, because basically he thinks I've had enough on here now. But to be fair to him, I think I've said everything that I need to say. So, £9.5 loss this week. Did I mention I was over the moon? Did I mention that? I think I did. Hoping for £2 next week. Here's hoping. Here's fingers crossed. If it can be more, bonus. If it's less, oh well. But if I can get that, then I am more than happy. As always, let me know how you guys are getting on down in the comments. So anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for watching. If I don't see you before, which I'm hoping you will do at least some point this week with that what I eat in a day that I promised, that I'm hoping to definitely do at least one this week. But if I don't see you before, then I will definitely see you next Monday for another weighing update. So take care of yourselves. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.